Hi, I'm Alicia Johnson, and I wanted to give you a little information on the Transportation Economic Development Loan Program we're starting here at KDOT. The Transportation Economic Development Loan Program, otherwise known as TEDL, is something that was conceptualized through the T-Link process. KDOT heard that communities have very few options for financing transportation projects, especially large projects. They could borrow from the Transportation Revolving Fund, but that's limited to $6 million per year. And they could issue their own debt, but many communities don't have that ability. So generally they had to wait. KDOT listened to those concerns and developed the TEDL program as a way to provide an additional option. So what is a Transportation Economic Development Loan? TEDL is a loan for a transportation improvement that will serve new development. Under an agreement, KDOT could agree to service the debt on a transportation improvement until the time when new incremental revenues begin to flow. So an example would be if economic development popped up around an interchange, that incremental revenue from that development could be used to service debt to pay for the transportation improvement. So how does TEDL work? It requires a three-way agreement between the local government, the developer, and KDOT. Repayment would come from incremental revenue from the development around the transportation improvement. And those incremental revenues could be local sales tax, property tax, guest taxes, anything like that. So what is the benefit to a local community by using a TEDL loan? Really, the benefit is there's a gap generally between the time that you need money to fund a transportation improvement and when the new incremental revenue that you would want to use to service that debt would be available. So what KDOT is willing to do is service that debt in that gap period. A TEDL loan could be used as sole source financing for a project. Say you have a $25 million interchange. You could use a $25 million TEDL loan if you could generate that much incremental tax. Otherwise, it could be used as part of multiple funding options for a project. Say you could come up with federal or state dollars and then use TEDL to fill in the rest. TEDL really allows communities to just stretch their dollar further. Loans from TEDL also do not count against a local community's debt cap, and so that's another benefit. So how are TEDL loans selected? On a project-by-project basis, based on the value to the overall state highway system and its own merits. A significant feasibility study will be required. KDOT will also work with the Department of Revenue and the Department of Commerce to analyze projects because we are not economic development experts here at KDOT. And there must be, most importantly, agreement between the local community and the developer. How much funding is available for TEDL? Projects will be limited by the amount of incremental revenue that could be generated within a project's district. So if you can generate $25 million in 20 years, then that's your limit. If it's 10 million, then that's your limit. Project approval is also limited by the ability of KDOT to temporarily service the debt. So if for some reason the State Highway Fund saw a decline in federal or state revenues, that might impact the ability of the State Highway Fund to service a TEDL loan. So a quick example, in Wichita, the 47th Street interchange was funded by ARA dollars. It's something that KDOT had on the shelf. We knew it was an important project, wanted to get it done, but didn't have the funds. So had ARA not come along, a TEDL loan could have been a possibility. As you can see on the map, there was some retail development that popped up around that interchange, and that incremental sales tax could have been captured within that district to help pay for the improvement of the interchange. Other examples, in Hayes, the Commerce Parkway interchange, in Salina, the Waterwell Road interchange. Both of these projects were previously just overpasses and they became interchanges, which allowed economic development to occur around those sites. So as you can see, this isn't just an urban loan program, it really can be used in more rural areas as well. So what's next? Call us if you have ideas. We're open for business, and we'd love to hear from you. Thank you very much.